I have to truncate that video, it'll be okay. Okay. It's a little hassle, but it'll be okay. Okay, so what we're doing here, in this last step, we're taking, and what's the rule say? It says, or what's my calculation? It says, take row 1 and add 5/3 of row 2. Okay. Well, I'm here. Take row 1, add 5/3 of row 2. Okay, row 1 is here. So in row 1, I have 1. What's 5/3 of what's in row 2? It's 5/3 of 0, which is 0. So we get 1. Then, and this is a big reason I did it, and you'll see in a minute, I'm going to do the same thing with these numbers. I'm going to take whatever's in row 1, which is negative 5/3, and add it to 5/3 of whatever's in row 2. Well, what's in row 2 is 1, right? 5/3 of 1 is 5/3. I add that to negative 5/3 and I get 0. And then I'm going to take a side calculation most likely, but I take whatever's in row 1, which is 7/3, right? And I'm going to write that down up here, 7/3. Then it's going to be 5/3 of whatever's in row 2. That's going to be 5/3 of negative 37/3. Okay. Well, that's going to be negative 185 over 9. And that's going to be, losing track of my numbers, it's got to be 63 over 9. So it's we'll work out what's going on. Oh, it's 37 over 32, not 37/3. Okay, that's 37 over 32. And we did the arithmetic, which we've pretty much already done. And we get 13 over 32. So we see the calculation. It's this from row 1 plus 5/3 of whatever's in row 2, which is this. And it gives us 13 over 32. Now you notice these are the same numbers we got when we did it before. We've just worked it through without having to write down the X's and Y's. So we could just deal with the numbers. So now if we put the X's and the Y's together, what's this mean? This means 1 times X plus 0 times Y equals 13 over 32, which means X equals 13 over 32. And this one says no X's plus a Y equals negative 37 over 32. So Y equals negative 37 over 32. And it's my exact same solution. Okay, I'm going to ask you to follow along with me. And I'm going to get rid of this. So I got room. And I'm going to quickly work this problem out. I was going to have you work it out. I wanted to let you go ahead and process what you were working on. Okay. Now tell me what numbers to write down. Show me with your fingers. Okay. I'm going to do Row 1 divided by 2. So what are we gonna put here? 1. What are we gonna put here? 2. Everybody see it? What are we gonna put here? 3. Okay, so I divided row 1 by 2. If these numbers come out easy, there won't be as many fractions. But you see the process. And then I'm gonna write down row 2. So what number do I put here? Yeah. 3. What do I put here? 5. What do I put here? Well, I won't make you use 2 hands, but I'll put 8. Okay. So there are my numbers. Now I'm going to do what? My goal is to get down to this form. Look at this form. I've got a 1 here and a 0 here and a 0 here and a 1 here. That's what gives me my solution. This is x and this is plus nothing equals 13 over 32. This is nothing plus y equals negative 32 over 13. This gives me my solution. So the thing I want to do is I want to start by getting a 1 here. Now watch where I point here because it's important. I'm going to come back and look at the video, but I want a 1 here. I've got it. Now I want a 0 here. Then I'm going to want a 1 here and I'm going to want a 0 here. So I'm going to get a 1, I'm going to get a 0, I'm going to get a 1, I'm going to get a 0. Moving counterclockwise around these 4 numbers. In order to get a 0 here, I have to subtract 3 times 1 from 3, right? So I've got to do equation 2 minus 3 times equation 1. Well, a line there. And should have left myself more room. And this is just going to be equation 1. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Again, it's best to keep things aligned here. I didn't anticipate. And then 2 minus 3 times 1. Okay. So look at my numbers here and hold up your fingers. If I take this number and then minus 3 times this number, what do I get? This is 3, right? What's 3 times this number? So if I do minus 3 times this number, I get negative 3. What's 3 and negative 3? Well, 3 and negative 3 is 0. Okay, it's negative 2 minus 3 times 1, right? Okay, so I'm going to get 0. Okay, well, okay, what's 3 times equation 1 here? What's 3 times this number? It's 3 times this number 6. And of course, negative 3 times this number is negative 6, right? So if I take negative 3 times this number in row 1 and add it to row 2, what do I get? Yeah, but negative 1, right? Negative 6 and 5 is negative 1. Okay. Now I do the same thing here. What's negative 3 times the number in the first row? 9. Well, it's negative 9, right? And I add that to 8, I get, yeah, and it's negative 1. Okay. Now I take the second row, multiply it by negative 1, I get 0, 1, 1. So there's my solution for y, isn't it? This means 0x plus 1y equals 1. I still got my first row, 1, 2, 3. So you see, I've got this one, and this one. Right there they are. All I need is a 0 here. I'm gonna get a 0 here. I'm gonna do this plus -2 times this. -2, but what multiple of 1 would I add to 2 in order to get 0? Would have to be -2. So I do equation 1 minus 2 times equation 2, which is going to give me 1. Okay, 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract that from 2, I get 0. Now, what do I get when I take 2 times 1 and subtract it from 3? Two times this, subtracted from this. 2 times what's in row 2, subtracted from what's in row 1. I get 1. There's my solution. X equals 1, Y equals 1. I can put them in here, and the original equation would be 2x plus 4y equals 6, 3x plus 5y equals 8. X equals 1, Y equals 1 solves the equation. Okay? So this shows you the things without the confusion of the fractions. Okay, that's a big deal. Better you can do with that now. The easier things will be when we wrap it up after Thanksgiving.